What's up, y'all? It's your boy G. IA Hawaii. Aloha. It's been a little while since you guys have heard from me. Probably about 6 months since my last video. Um, there's been a good reason for that, I guess. One of the reasons being is that I like to use iMovie when I do these videos, and I updated my computer system. However, the operating system that I was using didn't like iMovie, so um, it was about 4 to 5 months in which I couldn't even use iMovie, and I had Premiere Pro, but I don't like using Premiere Pro because it's too complicated, and if it's too complicated, then it just loses my interest. So um, I had to get another computer that had an operating system that now uses iMovie, so we're good there. uh, and then I just been overwhelmed with all the stuff that I've just been dealing with lately with my businesses and everything. Last time I spoke to you guys, it was I made a video in November, and that video basically detailed everything that was going on with me at that point in time. With my security business, or my security job, I think I mentioned I was working graveyard shift, and I was doing that full time. My cleaning business, I was doing that. One of the challenges that I was facing with that was the employee shortage, and I spoke a little on that. And then with the store, when I spoke on that, it was mostly increasing the sales and and doubling my sales numbers. And I had a projection. I wanted to reach 25K before the end of the year, and so that's kind of what I was speaking about at that point in time. Uh, but let me just kind of update you on what's been going on with me here for the past 6 months. Um, so I'll start with the security company. Of course, as you can see, I'm still working security. Uh, but when I was a few months ago, the company that I was working for got acquired by another company, and I just thought they were very unorganized. They started reducing their staffing. They started downsizing. They started eliminating posts and shifts. And one of the shifts that got eliminated was mine. And so they told me that they're going to reassign me to another shift, and to hold tight with that, and they be in contact. And I waited about a good month or so. So I just went ahead and just started to apply for another job. So I have this job now, which is another security company, but it has the same. It's basically the same overnight shift, and the overnight shift allows me to do a lot of stuff that I need to do in the daytime. So that's why I do these type of shifts. Uh, as far as my cleaning company, things have been going. It's been a little rough. In the beginning, right? I celebrated in January the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of opening or just starting the cleaning company. So one full trip around the sun, and that's great and all, but I still continue to have a lot of issues when it comes to staffing. Um, I would conduct interviews. People would not even show up for the interviews, and if they did show up, they would not be qualified. They couldn't meet some of the basic qualifications, such as have a vehicle or a driver's license. Um, so it's been really difficult to find workers. Another issue I was running into was that I had to increase the pricing for some of my contracts, and when you start doing that, the expectations start to get a little higher. So you got some clients that are complaining, oh, there's, you got this and that you're not focusing on, and the restrooms smell like urine and whatnot, and then you go into the restroom and it doesn't even really smell like urine, but you just have to take their word. So now you're scrubbing a little harder, wiping a little harder, and a little more often, because you're charging them a little more. So now they're being a little more particular about what you do. Another issue I was running into was the fact that some of the companies that I have contracted with, they do not pay me on time. So when they don't pay on time, and we net 30 the invoices. However, some of these companies don't pay in 2-3 months. When they start doing that, it's a domino effect. That means that my workers can't get paid on time. All the other expenses that I have, they don't get paid. And it's just, it makes things extremely difficult. So, with all the issues that I've been having with the cleaning company, I made the decision a few months ago to do away with my residential accounts and to give my residential accounts to another company, and then have me just focus on my commercial accounts. Right. So I was focusing on my commercial accounts. That was working perfectly fine for a minute. But then I have one contract with this company, one of my biggest contracts. They're kind of hurting for staffing as well. And they're getting a little desperate. And, they tried to ask us for assistance in other departments. And that was going good for a little while. But eventually we started to, they started to squeeze all of our resources. And eventually it got to the point to where even we couldn't help them out because we just didn't have the manpower to do it. So, again, we found ourselves having to pass that account off to another cleaning company. And so right now we just focus on the smaller accounts. That is very unfortunate because the contracted company that I had that I passed off, that one was, a 6-figure account. But it works out better for me because I'm able to focus on my smaller ones and I'm able to do the work on my own. I don't have to depend on workers to, help me do anything with that. So, so that's what's been going on with the cleaning company. And we're in the process right now of just kind of squaring away the documents so that we could make a transition. We're hoping to allow the other company to take over by June the 1st. So we're hoping for a smooth transition with that. As far as the computer store, things were going great with that in the beginning, right? We got had a couple of news articles. We created some partnerships with some of the like cell phone companies around in the state. However, we just couldn't seem to make our sales numbers, and we're just posting losses every single month. I mentioned in the previous video that we were shooting for 25K a year, and around that time, it was November. We were talking about holiday sales and how I planned on doubling the sales. When all actuality, that never happened. So yeah, it was a very lofty goal that we had, but unfortunately, it wasn't realistic. So we had growth in sales, but it was more like 500 more every single month. And, we just continued to post losses every month. It was like with all the expenses that we had and everything that we're bringing in, we still posted like $2,000 loss every single month. And I was using the cleaning company, the profits that I made from that, to offset the losses that I took at the computer store. And plus, I was using my full-time job doing security to offset some of the costs as well. But it still wasn't enough. We still was losing so much money with that at the store. So I had to come to the realization that, I'm going to have to do something about it. And I gave myself two options. The store is posting a loss every single month. So one of the options cannot be to sell the store, because I can't sell the store because it's not going to sell if it's, posting losses. But one of the options that I came up with was to see if one of my dedicated employees would be willing to take ownership of the store. And if they're willing to take ownership of the store, they would basically, I would just transfer all of the equipment and everything over to them, the inventory. The pro with that would be that the community would continue to get served. All of the warranties that I have, the extended warranties, they would still be able to be honored. And, you know, people around the neighborhood would be able to still get their computer fixed, or they'd be able to purchase a unit. So we would still be up and running the community. But the con of that is I wouldn't get anything out of it. I would just take an L, and that would be that. The other option would be just to close the store down entirely, and so I would be trying to sell some of the equipment and some of the inventory as well. In both situations, I would take some of the inventory and just try to sell it on the side. But the main difference is I wouldn't have a physical location. So, but yeah, even in that case, it's very unfortunate because this is my third time opening a computer store, and it would be my third time losing the store. So, but like I tell people, what I'm doing for the most part is it's not a checkmate, but it is a chess move. It's very intentional. I don't really have to do it, but if I do these things, it's going to put me in better position to, get out of the hole that I dug myself in 2020 when I lost everything. Just trying to rebuild. I'm trying to get my feet back on solid ground. And I think that by relieving myself of a lot of these responsibilities, it's going to help me get back on my feet a lot quicker. I had mentioned before, even in the beginning when I first started this channel, if you see some of the videos, you'll know that the whole purpose was to depict a lot of the things that I'm going through, that my trials, my tribulations, successes, failures. So, I still have to ask myself the question on whether or not I'm making any progress when it comes to recovering from what I lost in 2020. And the answer to that is yes, I've been making a lot of progress. However, things didn't go exactly the way that I wanted them to go, but I have to somewhat kind of be a little leaner and trim some of the fat and just take off, relieve myself of some of the responsibilities so that I could continue to, everything that I make, I would be able to keep instead of making it and giving it away, trying to support something that's not going to stay afloat. So, yeah, it's been a rough one over the past 6 months. But anyways, I try to keep you guys posted on what's going on with me within the next month or two. I'm trying to get everything situated and established by pretty much the end of July, 1st of August, because that's when the lease for my store is expired. So I'm able to actually physically make a change with that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, be blessed. I'll holler at you later. Aloha.